Hello everyone. Welcome back to this channel. Something about Zhang Linghe Tian Xiwei is making fans look twice again. And this time, it is not a new drama scene. Not a new interview. Not a confirmed confession. It is a phrase. Just a few words. But somehow, those words were enough to make fans start talking about them all over again. The phrase has been translated as the most beautiful heterosexual pairing. And suddenly, Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei were back in the spotlight. On August 10th, a new entertainment discussion surrounding the pair brought this description into attention, once again connecting the names of Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei with the unforgettable chemistry fans have associated with Pursuit of Jade. At first, it might sound like just another compliment. Another fandom phrase. Another moment that will disappear after a few days. But then, something happened. Fans started looking back. At the scenes. At the behind-the-scenes moments. At the small reactions they may have missed before. And one question began to quietly return. Why does this pairing still feel so different? Why? After Pursuit of Jade has already given fans so many memories, are people still talking about Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei? Maybe it is because some chemistry does not disappear when the story ends. Sometimes, a drama finishes. The final episode ends. The characters say goodbye. And yet, something remains. A look. A smile. A pause. A reaction that lasted only a second, but somehow stayed in the audience's memory. That is the strange power of screen chemistry. And Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei appear to have created exactly that kind of reaction. Their pairing became one of the major talking points surrounding Pursuit of Jade. Fans watched their scenes. They replayed their interactions. They discussed their dynamic. And eventually, they gave the pairing its own language. CP. And now. But here comes the surprising part. The more people talk about the pairing, the more important one question becomes. Are fans reacting to what they actually see? Or to what they want to believe? Because there is a very thin line between chemistry and assumption. A glance can feel meaningful. A smile can feel special. A small gesture can suddenly become a theory. And before anyone realizes it, a fan interpretation can begin to sound like a fact. But this story is not about proving a secret relationship. There is no confirmed statement here saying Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei are romantically involved in real life. What we do know is that they worked together in Pursuit of Jade. What we do know is that their pairing generated enormous discussion among viewers and fans. And what we can see is that people continue to respond emotionally whenever their names appear together. That part is real. The reaction is real. The discussion is real. The curiosity is real. And perhaps, that is even more interesting than a confession. Because sometimes fans do not need a celebrity to say, "We are together." Sometimes, they simply want to understand why two people look so natural together on screen. And this is where the story becomes almost like an experiment. Imagine going back to their scenes. But this time, ignore every comment. Ignore every CP edit. Ignore every rumor. Ignore every theory. Just watch them. Watch Zhang Linghe. Watch Tian Xiwei. Watch the timing of their reactions. Watch how one character responds when the other speaks. Watch the pauses. The smiles. The silence. The moments that were never supposed to become headlines, but somehow did. Then ask yourself, what are you actually seeing? Is it romance? Is it friendship? Is it simply two talented actors who understand how to create believable chemistry? Or is it something that cannot easily be explained? That is where fans seem to disagree. Some say they just have incredible chemistry. Others say it is because their characters were written so well. And some fans simply look at the screen and say, I don't know why, but I feel something. Maybe that feeling is exactly what keeps the conversation alive. Because when millions of viewers experience the same emotional reaction, the pairing becomes more than just two names in a cast list. It becomes a memory, a feeling, a shared experience. And that may explain why the phrase suddenly has so much impact. It is not necessarily about saying that Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei are a real-life couple. It can simply be fans trying to describe the beauty of their on-screen dynamic. But then, there is another question. Why now? Why are fans returning to this conversation again? Perhaps because time changes the way we remember a story. When Pursuit of Jade was airing, fans were watching the story unfold for the first time. Everything was new. Every interaction felt fresh. Every scene carried a surprise. But months later, people begin to notice different things. A gesture they ignored before suddenly feels important. A quiet expression suddenly looks different. A scene that seemed ordinary suddenly becomes the one everyone remembers. And that may be what is happening now. Fans are looking back and discovering that perhaps the chemistry they felt the first time was not as easy to forget as they expected. Then came another wave of discussion. On August 9th, another Sina Entertainment post highlighted the heart-fluttering feelings surrounding Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei's behind-the-scenes chemistry. Again, the wording reflects the reaction surrounding the pair. It is not a confirmation of their private relationship, but it shows something important. The audience is still emotionally invested in their dynamic. And perhaps that is the real story. Not whether there is a secret relationship. Not whether every coincidence means something. But why? After all this time, people still care. Why do they still replay? Why do they still compare? Why do they still stop scrolling when those two names appear together? Maybe because some pairings simply leave an impression. And sometimes, the strongest chemistry is not the loudest. It is quiet. Almost invisible. A look. A pause. A small smile. A moment that passes.